freedom from seeking.
Mhm.
Can you imagine?
I can imagine. Yes.
Yeah. Imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That the seeking stops.
Yeah.
And the seeking is what keeps us from that freedom because the seeking is always outside of this,
Right.
isn't it? You understand that intellectually.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
the reason that you were able to, offer the answer that lit me up and probably lit others up in this room when you said I'm seeking peace is that this the heart knows the truth already.
Yeah.
So given this space to be here in a sacred containment, a sacred moment, which we call satsang, a gathering of truth, it's evoked from you. Peace. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not contingencies on what's going on in the world or with other teachers or wars or body types or, material successes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when a person comes to the end of their rope, what I say is they've been seeking their whole lives.
Hmm.
Really. It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah.
It becomes exhausting.
Yep.
All the attempts, none of them have ultimately given us or me what I've ultimately wanted and needed, which is basically nothing with a capital N. Nada. Nothing. No thing.
Right.
So I say the seeking is the suffering.
Hmm.
See if you can get your head around that.
Yep.
You do get that. Yeah,
Yes, I get
because
that.
this is the
Absolutely.
separation of subject object,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Subject object. Here I am, a separate individual, an appearance, believing that I am separate from everything that is actually occurring simultaneously, an infinite number of causes and effects occurring simultaneously, converging into this one point. That's what's happening right now. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the truth right there. So the realization, I just got a note that my bandwidth is low. I hope you can hear me
Oh,
still.
yeah.
Um, the realization that that, you are the eternal subject. You are the eternal subject. That's the realization. That's the understanding. And when that understanding pierces the intellect and drops into the heart or the body, there is relief. So what
Yeah.
happens is because there is this obfuscation, this blocking of that understanding, which gives the nature of human life or life, there's the blocking, the blind spot, the veil that is part of what I call the Leela or the game of life, this appearance of cause and effect, and this appearance of separation, this
Mm.
appearance of separate individuals that makes the world go round. It actually creates the Maya or the illusion, what we call false, because we call this appearances false. We call appearances false. Why? Because they come and go. They come and go. They're like appearances on a movie screen.
Mm.
So forgetting that, forgetting our true nature, Alicia said she wanted remembering. Forgetting our true nature, we are designed to look outside of this. And we're not only looking at internal, we're not only looking at this inner peace and Om Namah Shiva. It's all just this one goodness. No, we're also dancing in the chaos. We're also enjoying punk rock. We're also eating strawberry shortcake like I did today. We're also enjoying and we are enduring. We are also in pain sometimes.
And
That's the warp and weft of life. But the sage or the realized one understands that it could not be otherwise. It is as it is. And that's not a nihilistic approach. That's not it's just, I saw a baseball cap one time. I think I was in Hawaii. It was a tourist baseball cap, and it said something like, "It is what it is. It is what it is." It was like, no, it's not a dismissive, well, it is what it is. It's more like alive. It's actually acceptance, pure acceptance and awareness, awaring of what is, knowing that you are that. You are also part of that. You are that. You are the totality. And the forgetting of that, as I mentioned, is that it's either somewhere else, it's outside of us, it's in the past, or it's in the future, or it could be this way, or it should be that way. And then that's suffering.
right.
So it's actually when you said it's going to take work, I remove that barrier
Okay.
because clear seeing is right here, right now.
So I've been kidding myself that it takes more work. So I've
Uh-huh.
been, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right. Well, I don't know where that came in. First of all, it took what it took for you to be here. Everything had to conspire for this particular moment to happen, this appearance in time. Everything had to happen, including all those years of seeking and work. So it's a paradox.
Yeah.
So what I would say in this lineage, in this tradition, in the way that I teach Advaita and also what I received is to have your questions answered. Jnana, wisdom. So there's kind of like I like to say there are two wings of the bird as we're flying here with this mm, understanding. Jnana, which means wisdom, the intellect. The intellect needs to understand. The mind is helping us here to see. And then bhakti, which is devotion, that's love, that's also action, that's also the heart. The heart starts to feel joy or even heartbreak, sometimes a grief, a washing, a quickening, where whatever is below the neck, so to speak, where this teaching goes in, where you start to feel it. And it doesn't have to be positive. There can be all kinds of things that are riding on the wave as the body mind integrates this and it becomes a lived understanding. So those are the two wings of this bird that fly. And this understanding can come in, we'll just simplify it. It can come in any way, anyhow. But traditionally, through one of those, there are lots of limbs of yogic understanding. Karma yoga work is one of them that you mention, but that's not what's here. They ultimately work all together. They are all pointing to the same thing. But people that come to Advaita Vedanta are actually done. It's the end of the end of the end game. Remember when I said that Vedanta is the end of the Vedas? So the Vedas are the spiritual sacred scriptures that just talk about the nature of reality in incredible pointers. And then at the end of them, and I've not read them, but this is what I've heard, Vedanta, the end of it is everything that you've read, you throw that out too. So when I was seeking, when I was really suffering because of the seeking was just excruciating, working so hard a whole lifetime, doing everything to come to peace, but not achieving it, I, because I could find holes everywhere. And that might be kind of how you are too. You can find holes in anything to that you realize, that's not quite it. No, that's not quite it either. So I
Right.
wanted the end of the end of the end game. I wanted the end game entirely. Suck it to me.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I found a happening of a teacher, a sage that and was a masterful teacher. And also, I had never met anyone in my life face to face who had the balls to tell me the truth in this way, to tell
Right.
it to me entirely. Is there anything else that you want to ask or say right now?
No, it all came together. Yeah. No. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, when you have a question, please bring it here and bring it to
Okay.
me. Bring
Okay.
it to me. Anything that I can clear up. Because someone of your nature that has been a seeker their whole life and has sounds like has had a lot of diligence is ripe and ready for all the chips to fall. Everything. And it's maybe it's already happened.
Yeah.
So there might just be a little bit of dust here and there to clean off the screen. And
Okay.
the piece that I'm speaking of is not, as I mentioned, contingent upon outward appearances. It's also not about I am in bliss all the time.
Right.
The work that I will say, and all of these folks here have heard me say this in one way or another, is that once there is this understanding and there is peace, once there is this understanding and there is complete and total acceptance of what is happening, that there could be nothing else besides what is here, I say the development of the human does continue. The body changes, there are family, there people are making a living, a coconut falls from the tree and hits me on my toe. Things continue to happen in the life. So I say the development of the human continues, meaning that if there is work to be done, such that maybe someone is working with an addiction, or they are learning how to watercolor, or they are opening up an intimacy in a new way. That work will happen, but that trajectory is totally up to what I call God or reality, cosmic law. So there's no need to worry about any of it. The work will appear and the work is already happening. It's already being done. Whatever needs to happen will arise on its own, including effort. And that doesn't mean that one sits back and folds their arms and says, well, Advaita tells me I am all part of everything and I'm also nothing. And so why would I do anything?
Yeah.
If it's in one's nature, you will be doing work. The work will be done, whatever that work is. Whatever
Okay.
is in the way of more and more clear seeing. So this awakening of which I talk about, which is the end of suffering, that's the awakening that I can evoke here. The end of suffering. That's it. That's all I got for you. The end of suffering. The awakening that is evoked here is just one awakening. There is still the expansion of consciousness doing whatever it's going to do, and that might evoke more uh alchemization, alchemization, but we don't know what that's going to look like. There is no certain path. It's basically what I call staying face down towards God and saying, whatever thy will is, I have nothing without this. It's already being done. So I wanted to say that because I do talk about work, but I talk about it in a different way.
Right. Yeah. So there
Hmm.
needs to be a letting go of the I shoulds. Yeah. I should be doing this.
Oh,
I should be doing that. Yeah,
I like what you said. There needs to be a letting go. You did not say, I have to let go.
right.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Well, we see from what I've said and what you already understand that the shoulds and the ought tos are totally illusory. There's no basis behind them, and that's why they don't work.
Right. Yes.
So glad you're here.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you.